did you think about the day yesterday on that massive event? We thought the turnout's going to be only like 30, 40 people, and there was well over 100 people.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this now this is our 4th year. This is basically, I don't know, do you know what the idea behind the shooting day is?
It was a shooting day, as far as we were concerned,
so
but obviously there's a lot of planning and stuff.
We're a small community in Northam, so we obviously try to have fundraisers for the church, and this was a fundraiser with the UMC and Northam's Reformed Church, with a bunch of sponsors, obviously, that made the day happen. And we've been doing it for 4 years now. This is our 4th year, actually. It's getting bigger every year. The turnouts, it's just astonishing how many people actually like the long-range shooting thing. And I think it's something that we've been neglecting for so many years in South Africa, especially 10 years, 15 years ago. There was nothing like this.
Yeah.
This is something new.
No, 100% right. I think the turnout was definitely, for me, an eye-opener. I mean, it's Northam, it's a long way to drive. I mean, I don't think that there was people from _Ch there yesterday.
Yeah.
All the way from _Ch. I mean, let alone Pretoria, Johannesburg. It was people from all around. So that's, kudos to a nice organized event. I think.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and I think it's not about just the guys organizing the event. It's about everybody. Everybody rock up there, and that's the nice thing about the community. It's all farmers. So everybody just gets in there, gets their hands dirty, and then make the day great.
And may I just say, Bokon Safari is also a proud sponsor yesterday. So, but what happens with all the I mean, obviously there's a lot of sponsorships and a lot of prizes that people sponsor. But I mean, all the money that you guys basically raised is going to the church? Yeah,
so it's basically all a fundraiser for the church, just to keep everything going. I mean, we've got load shedding in South Africa, so there's diesel that needs to be paid. We've got a generator that needs maintenance there. People that actually look after the terrain there needs to get paid. There's a bunch of, and a lot of the money then goes towards helping others with food and all those things, all just the normal church duties.
Well, there you have it. So you obviously you can have a bit of fun and you can raise money for the church, for the local church. And I mean, the guys, there was guys there yesterday with some rifles out of this world. We think we're quite ahead, when we look at our own equipment. And then yes, there were some guys there yesterday.
Yesterday a guy rocks up there with a 6.5 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲. Not a specifically a branded gun. It's a built gun, but it's built right. It's built on a good platform, and we'll get to that later. It's got a good optic on. It's got a good contour barrel on as well. It helps with barrel harmonics.
But I believe it's also, they make use of the same guys. Is it in Bloem or where?
I'm not sure where he builds his stuff.
I think he mentioned yesterday.
In Bloemfontein.
He was somewhere in the Free State. Somebody that well known for building these, putting all the components together. I mean, you can buy obviously nice optics and nice everything, but it's only a limited amount of guys that knows how to bring those things together and make
get it to work.
Yeah, that particular rifle did very well yesterday. I mean,
that gun, can't say too much, but that gun did well on a bunch of the platforms yesterday.
What I get a lot, Ewan, is getting a lot of questions. New hunters, newcomers. When 10, 15, 20 years ago, there was also always a go-to rifle if you're a first-time buyer.
Definitely.
These days, what do you tell guys these days? I mean, it's always listen, you buy a 308 caliber. It's definitely changed dramatically over the last 10, 15 years.
I think I don't think the wheel was redesigned, but I think Hornady back in 27, if I'm not wrong, started out with the 6.5 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗀. That's basically where the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was born, through Hornady. And I think that changed long range, not only in South Africa, but throughout the whole world. Because we knew, P.O. Ackley, for instance, he's been there for many years. But those Wildcat cartridges, everybody was so afraid of them. They wouldn't have ever tried them, and there wasn't the expertise in South Africa to build a gun on that platform. So you're sitting with all the knowledge is in America. Obviously, we're comparing ourselves to America every day.
Yeah.
If we look at long range shooting, and I think everything that starts out that side migrates over to South Africa maybe 5 or 6 years later. So they started out with the 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧, and that came to South Africa, and I think from the you, Adrian, and me.
There was four, I think
and
four of us.
Quentin was the other guy. There was four 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧s out of the first batch that came into South Africa, and we bought 4 of those guns. And that's where long-range shooting started for me. So
exactly. I mean, even prior to that, I mean, it was you that mentioned these guns are coming in, and maybe we should look at buying these rifles. And I mean, I'm still shooting mine today. I mean, you guys have since moved on to you know, better technology and so forth. I'm still very happy with my 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧. So that's my thing that I would propose. If, instead of a 308, I'd rather tell a guy, you know, buy a 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧. It's a nice, versatile rifle. It's not as expensive to do reloads and stuff. But you just now have a gun that can perform up to at least 500 meters, you know, competitively and also more successfully than your old.
The 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧, it's a great gun still. Everybody still use it. It still has a lot of capabilities. But I think, like we had 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when the 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧s actually start coming in, I think again now we another 5 years ahead.
Of course.
Because there's new stuff coming in now. There's the 6.5 𝗶𝗫𝐻, 7 𝗶𝗫𝐻, 300 𝗶𝗫𝐻s. Those things are. That's basically built on it's the idea behind the 6.5 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧 was there. It was built on a 308 case. Good optimal case capacity, a good high ballistic coefficient bullet, and it could push it at quite some velocities. And that's actually how you get to shoot those far distances. But then the 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧s had limitations, because the 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧s had case capacity issues. That's where the 𝗶𝗫𝐻s came in. Built them on a bigger brass casing, and it has better ballistic advantages now, because you're shooting that same 140 or 143 grain bullet. Instead of a 2,700 feet per second, you're getting 2,900 feet per second, and 200 feet per second in long range shooting is a lot. We saw that yesterday. I mean, just a couple of 100 feet makes a world of difference. Exactly. So I think that's basically it. Started out with the 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧s in South Africa. It's more towards the 𝗶𝗫𝐻s at the moment, in my opinion, especially in South Africa. Not the guys building their own guns. That's different. Like I said, 𝗶𝗫𝗄𝗧 has been doing this he's been doing Wildcat cartridges for 50 years now. But everybody was so afraid of those cartridges that they didn't want to do it. Because I mean, building a gun is expensive in South Africa. So you go and you spend a lot of money building this specific rifle, and then eventually you damage the barrel within 1,000 shots because you think that's going to happen. That's actually not the case. That never happens. That happens when you shoot the gun hot. There is overbore rifles that do tend to burn away the lands quite quickly, but that not 1,000 shots. Well, like a 22-250, you always hear the barrel's not going to last. And they'd shoot 3,000 shots with that, no issues. So that basically started out with Wanady, moved over to the 𝗶𝗫𝐻s now. And I think if we look at a good platform today, like you said, you would recommend a 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧. I'd maybe tell a guy, look at something like the 6.5 𝗶𝗫𝐻, the 7 𝗶𝗫𝐻. We saw a 7 𝗶𝗫𝐻 yesterday. The guy struggled a bit with the gun. Eventually, he had his ballistics wrong on his Kestrel. He got the wrong inputs there, and as soon as he fixed that, his day changed as well. So I think that would be my opinion. Maybe look also at price-wise, Ewan. I mean, between a 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗧, you might as well now buy a 7 𝗶𝗫𝐻. Yeah, they cost the same. You know, you're going to spend the same amount of money. And as a first-time shooter, I mean, obviously I have a lot of respect for you when it comes to ballistics, and you're always the guy that I come to if I struggle with a reload or something. I mean, you know, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. You've watched every YouTube video there is. What would your
recommendation be, obviously the guy's now buying his 7mm PRC. What does he do from there? It's going to be in a standard stock.
Yeah, so they come out either barrel action or in the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 stocks. I won't leave it in a 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 stock. The 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 are plastic, basically. It's rubber, plastic, composite stocks. They're not good. It's not a good platform.
Also, it can't bed well.
Yeah, so
really bed it well.
it's the whole idea is to get a good foundation. We talked about that yesterday. Start out from the bottom, good foundation. Barrel action is a barrel action. 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 makes good barrel actions, and that's the 7 PRCs. Most of the 7 PRCs, affordable 7 PRCs that's coming into the country at the moment, it's the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲s. You get the SIGs and a bunch of other custom makes, but they're damn expensive. So we won't even start looking at that, because for that money, to pay that money, I would rather take start a gun build from scratch, buy a Defiance or a 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝗀𝗋 or a bat machine action, put a Krieger or a Bartline barrel on there, put it in a decent foundation stock or a custom stock, and then that costs a lot of money, but that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
If you want to do a budget build, I would say the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲s are very good value for money. Start out with a 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 barrel action, get a good stock. It depends on you. If you like chassis, you like the aluminium, steel, composites chassis, go for that. The Warriors, the MDTs, they're great.
Yeah.
What makes them nice is it's all about the where the action fits into the
bedding
and the bedding,
yeah,
because it's aluminium. It's aluminium to steel that tightens down all the way.
Yeah.
From there, I'll look at the optics have, like
And
guns
it's an
have changed.
off-the-shelf item, so it just makes it easy.
Yeah, you can order them.
You know, it's a DIY type. You fit it
exactly.
yourself.
There's a bunch. We like the smoking gun stocks.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm very happy with
I've got
mine.
a few GRSs as well. So I think just start out with a decent stock. Don't skimp on a stock. When you buy the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 and kit the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲 out with the best add-ons, and you'll have a great gun. Spend money on the stock, spend money on the optic, spend money on your reloading equipment, and you won't have an issue. Like we said, we're going into the optic side. It was always Leupold.
Yeah.
That's what we knew.
Yeah.
Leupold, Night Force,
Yeah, it was
Zeiss,
the big name brands.
Leica, those were the ones. And now it's not like that anymore. It's.
Do you think it changed? Because I mean, there was always 10, 15 years ago. It was always quite common to look at. You know, we always said to the guys, whatever you spend on your rifle, you have to times it by 2.
Double
on
it.
an optic. Then it's a nice balance. Do you think that's still the case?
No.
Because I mean, optics are
Getting
the
better
top
and cheaper.
brands. Yeah, definitely.
China is in Japan is doing us a great favor in terms
I
of
agree.
that. Yeah.
So there's a lot of competitors.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of the new generation scopes, 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲s, Arkans. The 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲s are built in South Africa, or not built in South Africa, but I think probably assembled in South Africa. Great optic. We shot with one
and there's
yesterday.
obviously now support. There's technical
Definitely,
support.
yeah.
I mean, that's what we want. It's great having an awesome scope that's manufactured in wherever around the world, and you can't get that support when you need it. And I've had it with one of my thermals, you know, which is a discussion for another time, which was just no support locally, and that's why we completely changed. But I mean, that's the thing. You want just peace of mind that if anything goes wrong, you can just quickly make a phone call or ship it locally.
And we don't live in the States. We live in South Africa. We don't.
Exactly.
Leupold has a great warranty. I've shipped scopes off to the States and got good feedback. But the thing is,
You're without your scope for 3 months.
exactly, it takes 6 or 8 weeks to get it there. In South Africa, the South African brands like the Rudolphs, like the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲s, send the scope there, it takes about 3 days. Guys look at it, and it's back with you within, call it 2 weeks most.
Yeah.
And I've got great friends that have good platforms. Kutzer from Optics Online. I mean, he was a big sponsor yesterday for our shooting day. Most of the lucky draw prizes we gave away came from him. So that's nice. And he does all these warranties for us. So yeah, I think start out with a barrel action 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲, 6.5, 7 PRC, 300 PRC, great gun. Start out with a good stock, either a chassis or a good composite or a GRS stock. Start out with a good optic, any of the 𝗥𝗲𝗲𝗹𝗲, any of the Arken scopes. If you do have the budget, buy the Leopold, buy the Night Force. They are better. But there's you could still get away with a yesterday's gun that won, that one of the Rangers had an Arken on.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a budget scope.
Exactly. It's horses for courses. If you've got the money to spend and you want to buy a Night Force or all of these top brands, then obviously go for it. But you don't have to, take the back seat if you can't afford that scope. There's a lot of cheaper options out there that you can still competitively shoot. It was shown yesterday. Kudos for the guys that made really good shots yesterday, and it's also a big thing that most of those guys did reloads themselves.
There's where that's the
in
last
your
part.
opinion, would you think? I've got various different types of believers in friends out there. I've got a Skulk, for instance, that believes he buys it off the shelf, he shoots straight or straight enough, and it's a great hunting round. Where you and I would prefer to rather reload our own loads. What would you recommend if a guy now? Should he go out and spend the money and start?
That's
reloading?
where I'll spend the money, most of the money. Spend your money on good reloading equipment and good reloading accessories and consumables. If I say consumables, your bullets, brass, powder, primers. That's where you need to spend your money. Buy, in my opinion, there's a lot of good brass out there, but I'm gonna call it on its name.
Yeah.
𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲.
Yes.
The blue box.
Yeah.
Buy the blue box. Bullet wise, that's your own decision, your own discretion. I've got a different mindset to most other guys out there. I like high ballistic coefficient bullets. They just travel better through the air. They carry their kinetic energy over a longer distance, and it actually delivers the punch better. That's why I like 𝗥𝗲𝗲𝗹𝗲. We saw yesterday what a normal 243 with a high BC bullet could do at 1.2 kilometers. That bullet got there and got
there handsomely as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it did good.
Yeah.
So that's basically the short and the sweet. Buy 𝗥𝗶𝗲𝗹𝗲, in my opinion. Or Hornady makes good brass. Peterson makes good brass. Alpha Munitions makes good brass, but you struggle to get them in South Africa. I think 𝗥𝗶𝗲𝗃 is everywhere.
Yeah.
𝗥𝗲𝗃 is everywhere. 𝗥𝗲𝗃 bullets. That's not a great hunting round. They do hunt with the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 bullets, and I've hunted with them as well. And it's probably not a bad hunting round, but if you don't go buy a 300 PRC and load a 𝗥𝗃𝗃 bullet on there and try to go shoot the eland at 700 meters and then wound it and then say, Ewan told me that's the way to go.
Exactly.
That doesn't work like that.
So you want a good balance. So a good balance. You want an accurate bullet. That's first priority. You want to be able to shoot where you're aiming. And then, obviously 𝗥𝗃𝗃 is very good at target shooting and getting your precision right. But there's plenty of bullets out there. I'm shooting the Hornady
143s, ELDs.
ELDs, yeah. So that's a good all-round bullet. You get good ballistic,
ballistic coefficient. They've got a good ballistic
out of it, and you also get, it's a good hunting bullet. So you don't have to just. It depends on what. Again, horses for courses. Do you want to be a long-range shooter or
spend money on it? It doesn't matter what you buy. Buy the premium brand in that category. If you buy brass, buy the best brass. Buy the 𝗥𝗶𝗃𝗃, buy the Peterson, buy the Alpha Munitions brass. ADG brass, very good. You buy bullets. Don't go buy one of these interlocks and try to shoot at a kilometer with a gun. It won't get there. Buy a high BC bullet. The A-tips from Hornady's, great. 𝗥𝗃𝗃𝗃's got the EOLs, extreme outer limit bullets. They're great. Sierra makes the Match King, which is a good bullet. That 6.547 yesterday was a Sierra Match King bullet. Out of that gun. I couldn't believe it because I actually thought the guy was shooting 𝗥𝗃𝗃𝗃 bullets, and he says no. He said no, he's shooting Sierras out of it, which is I can't believe it because on that one range that gun got a sub 0.25 MOA group. It's the shooter as well, but the gun did its part. And then from there on, don't buy the cheap powder. buy the 𝗥𝗶𝗳𝗹𝗲𝗀, buy the 𝗥𝗏𝗲𝗧 powder. A lot of guys still do believe in that the 𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗃 powders are good. They're not bad. It's South African powder. But the thing is with the Denel and the explosions that happened there and the supply of the powder, I mean, most of us did our low development on the 𝗏𝗃𝗃 powders, and then the factory blew up.
Yeah.
And then we had to make a plan.
Everybody's got that thing behind, is it going to happen again?
Yeah.
And because you spend a lot of money, I mean, reload these days is quite expensive. It's still cheaper than buying off the shelf. But I mean, it is an expensive hobby.
It's getting there towards the point that buying bullets 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was cheaper to reload. It's getting to a point almost, now where it's basically evening out. 100%. Because you're not shooting the entry-level bullet. When you buy a pack of, let's say, Federals, for instance, you're shooting a medium quality bullet. You would load that same bullet from let's say a burger or whatever. You'll get a better quality overall cartridge.
Overall round,
but it'll cost the same, but at least it'll have better advantages. It'll be suited to your gun, and that's another thing. How do you get the gun to shoot? Start out with low development. And that's maybe a different topic for another day on the whole low development process. But there's different methods to do that. The two most common methods, it's the optimal charge weight or a ladder test. OCD, it's basically when you take 3 bullets at different powder increments, and you go shoot them at distance and through a chronograph. And you see what the bullet does at distance. It's all about point of impact shifts. So that's the ladder test. It's something different. Ladder tests look for flat spots on the powder node, where an increase in the powder node doesn't necessarily cause an increase in velocity. So that that load's stable there.
Yes.
And from
that's
there, that's basically a sweet spot. That's a good name. The optimal charge weights are something different. It's all about impact shifts through different charge weights. So you won't get that stable node, but you'll get less impact shifts. And we've seen that. We zero our gun today. We go to the range tomorrow. Now the gun shoots 0.5 centimeter right. Why does that happen? It's all about density, altitude, humidity, time of day, temperature. It's temperature sensitivity on the powder as well. So that's a deep conversation to go into about low development and how to do it and why we do it. But I think start out with a good gun, good barrel action, good platform, good scope.
Bull barrel also. Rather go for
That's another
also
thing.
Another thing.
A bunch of the guys go and they buy the thinner contour barrels.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens now? You've got this big explosion happening in your chamber. Where does the vibration go? Into the barrel. So what happens when you've got a thin barrel? There's a lot of displacement happening up and down and a lot of shock waves everywhere. Yeah. Why does the thicker barrel shoot better? The explosion is still the same. It just handles the propagation of the vibration in the barrel. It dissipates better.
Yes.
So it doesn't have that big displacement up and down. And you could actually see that if you take a ruler and put a ruler down, you hit a ruler and it jumps up and down, quang, like that. What happens when you take a thick piece of metal and you hit it? Nothing happens. It still stays straight. And that's basically what grouping is on a gun. You've got the explosion happening.
There's a lot of common sense involved.
Exactly. So you've got the explosion happening there inside the chamber, and you need the vibration to dissipate through the metal in such a way that the barrel is exactly at the same point every time when the bullet leaves the barrel. And that's when your bullets go into each other. And that's when grouping happens. If your gun shoots a scatter node, that's basically when the explosions are erratic and the vibration doesn't dissipate the same every time. Yeah. Every time that bullet comes out of the barrel's at a different place every time, and then the gun shoots bad. And that's exactly, it comes back to the thicker contour barrels. We like thicker contour barrels, and I always tell the guys, buy the bull barrel. It is heavier, but you're a strong guy. You'll be okay. You'll be able to pick it up.
Well, that's a hell of a lot of information in a short span. So, yeah, so there you guys have it. You buy a 6.5 PRC rather, or a 7mm PRC. Go, you know, favor the PRCs more, put it in a nice chassis. Whatever your budget is, put a proper optic on it, look for your bull barrel, and kit yourself out with a nice reloading equipment and start doing it yourself. So if you like content like this, please like, share and subscribe, or hit us up at www.bocon.com.